Hey guys, it's me, Christine, better known as Imperfect Writer. I'm sorry about this half of my face. Um, I just went to the dentist and yeah, everything from yeah, it's all numb. It's all numb. Um, but I happened to be watching a video called Kicking It with Kinks, and it had me thinking about how I don't know. I just couldn't help but think about this one girl's response to African Americans, or basically blacks in America, and and how how they are so desperate to clinging to identities. And I just want to speak upon this question of African American, black type. I just want to speak on this. There were many times throughout my whole entire life I will be asked, "Who am I? Where did I come from? And what am I?" And many times I would usually respond with black, or I would respond with African American, because that's what I grew up. That's what my parents taught me. They taught me that you was black, African American, um, and that's all we knew. Um, when it comes to lots of other blacks from that are outside of America, that lives in like the UK, who lives in other places, when they hear African Americans say that, I tend to notice that some of them gets a little mad at us because you say that, oh, we're just African American, or that we're black, because they believe that we're just grouping ourselves with Africa, or they believe that we just don't really have, like we just lack an identity. And to be honest, it is completely true. Like, you have to understand that nearly 2 million, 3 million Africans was taken from Africa, and and they were settled into America as slaves. Now when you take 2 3 million people and basically sell them as property, you don't mark exactly where they come from. You don't say, oh, this particular slave came from Nigeria, or this particular slave came from Kenya, or this particular slave came from South Africa. It's very rare for African Americans in the United States to actually know where they came from, because all of those records are gone. And to be honest, they didn't even quite care where they picked up African Americans. They basically just picked them up from anywhere. And I'm not just saying this for African Americans, because they also took Caribbean slaves, and they took a lot of okay, they took a lot of slaves. Plus, you also have to understand is that even if we went into all of that, you also have to understand that in American slavery, there was a lot of raping, which means that, number one, we're not even purebred Africans anymore. Like, uh, all of us have our master's blood in us, because I'm not saying every single African woman was raped, but if I may be honest, a lot of African women slaves were raped by their masters and had children by their masters. In the story, I'm sorry to say it, it sounds rough, it sounds mean, it sounds mad, but it's true. It's true. I can tell you a story with my family. Then my mother tells me, you go back 40 generations in her family, everybody has red hair and freckles. Obviously, we did not come off the boat with red hair and freckles. So, how does red hair and freckles come along? Obviously, the master raped one of the women, had several children, and then the slave woman, or his wife, was basically looking at her children, realized, oh, this is my husband's children and I don't like them. So my mother tells me the story of my great aunt, who she made run alongside a horse, even though the poor girl had asthma. She just dropped that. True story. Carried on through generation and generation of my family. So obviously, but what I'm trying to say is, like, I'm not trying to just combat, um, blacks or African descent or Caribbean descent that lives in other countries, and I'm not trying to say that, you know, Now, what I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to clear up this misconception that African Americans have a lack of identity. To a certain extent, we do have a lack of identity. We cannot. Unlike you guys who could point out, oh, I'm specifically from this country. You know, my family is specifically this, this, and this. We carry this name from this and this. We can't do that. We can't do that. We have no records. The only thing we have is our slave name. My slave name is Dargan. And we carried our slave name because that's all we knew about our slave name. We forgot our language. We forgot our culture. We forgot everything. I'm sorry. So if you believe that if we're clinging to other identities in order for us to understand ourselves, you also have to understand that that's just a primal human it's just a primal human thing. Every human, even you guys who's from Ukraine, and doesn't matter where you're from, every single person on the face of this planet, if they feel as if they have a lack of identity, they search out for an identity that they feel is widely accepted by everybody, and they try to set that onto themselves in the story. That's the reason why perming is very popular in black culture. It's it doesn't matter where you go, you're gonna find a perm black person somewhere in the world. So hey, um, what I think is really most important about this whole entire natural hair movement, um, like I tell a lot of people, I didn't become a natural, like I didn't get, I didn't cut my hair and I didn't decide to go natural because because I was like, Black Power, no. No, I mean, like, listen, I have rights just like how you have rights. Um, and this all ties together to African American or Black. Like, once again, like I joined the natural hair. Like, at first, I wanted to become natural because somebody basically ridiculed me and, basically told me, oh, you have permed hair, so you don't love yourself, and that took me for a really that really shook me up, and I started thinking about how I see myself. If I really did love myself, or if I was really just doing things because my mother said it, or because my father says you should have permed hair. And let me tell you something, permed hair is like a strong darken ritual. Like, everybody's got to have permed hair somewhere in their life. If you have natural hair, unless you had it since like the time you was born until now, they're not really going to accept your natural hair for a very long time. Permed hair is just a natural ritual in the Darkin family. But not to say that, they didn't accept me eventually. Except eventually when they saw that I took care of my hair, and eventually when they saw how confident I was with my natural hair and just how much I really loved my hair, they eventually accepted. But it took a long time before anybody actually accepted. The first person who accepted it was my mother, obviously, because she was the one who didn't really push me too much to get a perm. She and my mom had wore natural hair when she was younger, so she's a little bit more accepting, unlike my father, who's always seen straight hair. He's always been around straight hair, and basically media has pounded into his head that straight hair is beautiful. So therefore when he sees me without straight hair, it's like, not that he doesn't love me, but it's like, but you look better with straight hair, you know? You know that look they give you. Um, oh, oh, my lip is, I'm getting sensations. That's good. But, anyway, it kind of, like, when somebody told me this, it really shook me up because I didn't really have a good comeback for that. Like, I couldn't really tell her that I didn't love myself because in all reality at the time I didn't really love myself. And I'm not just saying it because, oh, because I got a perm I didn't love myself. No, it's just that I really started looking at how I viewed myself, and I really started realizing that, you know what, I really didn't like myself. Like, I always used to look at my arms and say, oh, I'm too fat, and I always used to look at my eyebrows, which I did shape up, and I used to be like, oh, my eyebrows are too thick, and I need to do something with my eyebrows, and I used to look, and I always used to like search throughout my room and be like, I have no makeup, and I don't know how to wear makeup. I'm not pretty enough for makeup, or I'm not skilled enough to make myself look pretty. Or I'll look at my eyes and be like, how come my eyes can't be gray or hazel? Or I'll look at my lips, or I'll look at, these guys, or I'll look at, I'll just look at myself and I'll just think that I was just oozing with just ugliness. And I didn't really know where it came from. A part of it came from, like, basically how a part of it did came from media. A lot of it was from media. A lot of times they show you pictures of girls and they're just like, this model is beautiful and she'll be on Vogue and she's the top 50 beautiful women. And you don't think that that means a lot, but to a little girl, especially when you watch Disney movies and it's like, oh, who's the prettiest of them all? And it's Snow White. And Snow White ain't you. But she's the prettiest of them all. And you start to think, am I really pretty? Like, Vogue says that this is pretty, and I hear a lot of boys say that, oh, I like this woman that was on this cover, or they'll say, oh, I like her, because their father looks at magazines and they say, oh yeah, she's a hot one. Or you just don't understand how, I can't really explain it clearly to you people. I wish I had a whiteboard. I would explain it so much better. But it's like that. And when you're black in America, there is a certain sense that black is not pretty. I mean, there is a sense that you're just not pretty if you're black. And I'm not just saying it for black people, because Latinos deal with it. You don't think Latinos deal that, oh, if you're Mexican, especially if you're Mexican, for some strange reason, people have problems, they just think all Mexicans look the same and they're just not pretty. I don't know why. You have, like it's almost as if this stereotype, it's like, you have to be Puerto Rican, or you have to be Brazil. And Brazil, like Brazil women, they don't even speak Spanish. They speak Portuguese, in all honesty. But if you're from South America, you have to be either Brazilian, if you're a woman. If I may be honest, you have to be basically Brazilian, either Puerto Rican, Dominican, or that's it. Or any other race. If you're Colombian, if you're Um, come on, Chrissy. I know the countries, but you get what I'm trying to. I'm sorry, right now my brain is blank. But you get what I'm trying to say. Like, if you're anything else, like if you're Venezuelan, like it's rare for somebody like you. They basically see you as just a Caucasian person. If I may be honest, most people just see you as a Caucasian person. Just like how a lot of people think that people from Brazil speak Spanish. No, they don't. They speak Portuguese. They speak Portuguese. Anyway, but I'm gonna drop that for now. But sometimes just, and if you're Dominican Republic, if you're from the Dominican Republic, if you have like dark skin like me or darker skin like me, then you're like, oh, ooh, I mean, like, people from Dominican Republic will be able to look at you and say, oh yeah, yeah, Dominican Republic. How do I know? It's from your attitude and how you talk. Your language, you understand me. But other people, they'll just line you up with black. That's the reason why sometimes I have some problems. I have nothing against people who knows exactly where they came from. They say, hey, I'm Haitian or I'm Jamaican. I'm I'm happy for you. At least you know where you come from. All I know is I came from a slave trade, and I think I'm from Africa, but I can't really say I'm African American because I don't really know if my family's from Africa. For all we know, we could be from the Caribbean. But I don't know because there's no records. Anyway, so how does this all tie into natural hair? It's this. It's that going through my natural hair journey, I didn't just grow out my hair because I wanted to be Afrocentric and Black Power. I did not. I discovered that growing my natural hair meant embracing who I really was. These textures was nobody else's. Even black girls doesn't have the same texture as me. Like my hair is my hair. It's my hair. It's not my father's hair. It's not my mother's hair. It's not anybody else's hair, but it's my hair and it's my unique hair. And growing out my natural hair allowed me to love myself, which means I no longer cared really if I was African American or black, because in all honesty, I don't even want those labels anymore. I don't. At the end of the day, I just want people to know that I'm human. And I have a right because I am human. At the end of the day, I am a human being. Period. I don't care. Because because I just kind of feel as a society, they always want to put labels to things. You're black, you're white, you're female, you're male. Stop it. Are you a human being? If you cut yourself, does blood come out? Do you think, when you get sad, I get sad like you get sad. You come to attack me, I'm going to defend myself. I have a right because I am a human being. I am you and you are me because we are both the same species. It is as if African people's all the way over here and Caucasian people's all the way over here. I know people want to make it seem that way because they want to make color and all of this nonsense the pinnacle of everything, but it isn't. It isn't. We're both the same thing. The only difference is what? A slight tint of your skin? How the curliness of your hair? Really, people? Are we that just barbaric? That's barbaric. I'm going to be straight up. That is barbaric. Okay, so natural hair has allowed me to love myself. It not because I'm black. Please. I don't care, man. But it's allowed me to be like, hey, I love what grows out of my head because it's me. This is me. This is my hair. This is my unique texture. It's my unique mixture. It's me. I love this. As much as I want to get rid of it at the same time, I still love it because it's me. I love my thick eyebrows because it's me. Nobody else it's my eyebrows. I love my dark brown eyes because it's me. I love me. I love myself. I don't love black. I love myself. I love Christine. I love me. And at the end of the day, people, that's what should really matter. Is do you love you? Not who you are, not where you from, not what language you speak. That doesn't really matter at the end of the day, because plenty of people can pick up languages from all across the world, and plenty of people knows how to throw out an accent. All right, there's British people that knows how to speak an American accent. They know how to speak all kinds of accents. They can pick up on languages and they can put the accents to those languages. What you learn is that language and all this other nonsense, it can be changed. Just like how people can whiten their skin, all of this nonsense can be changed. At the end of the day, the only thing that cannot change is your perspective of yourself. And if you hate yourself, well, then I can't help you. You could do all the skin whitening. You could straighten your hair as much as you can. You could pluck out all the hair from your eyebrows. You could exercise and throw up in the toilet as much as you want. But you will never change your perspective of yourself based upon this, because your perspective of yourself doesn't come from this. It doesn't come from physicalness. It comes from the heart. It comes from you really loving yourself. That's where it comes from. And that's what should matter. That's what I believe the natural hair journey should be about. It shouldn't just be just about bracing your history and just about embracing your roots. Because I believe a person with permed hair, a person with weaved hair, and all, doesn't matter how you style your hair, they can still embrace their roots just like you can. There's no disadvantage. There is no disadvantage. Like somebody with permed hair for some strange reason is stupider than somebody with natural hair. They can embrace it just like that. At the end of the day, what should really matter is, do you really love yourself? Or are you just trying to change yourself for somebody else? What I discovered is that eventually, that's the reason why I transitioned, because the beginning process was that because at first I decided to go natural because that person said something mean and and it made me feel as if, that I hated myself. And and I thought, I'm just gonna cut off all my hair and I'm gonna show them that I don't hate myself. I love myself. But then I really thought about it and I transitioned for 11 months because I really thought about what they said. And some of it was true. I didn't like myself. And it wasn't because of the hair, because ever since I was young, I always used to love natural hair. And the only reason why I wanted to relax it was because I wanted straight hair. That was it. Um, Obviously that's society, but like that was basically it. Everybody around me had straight hair, and that's all I ever knew. But I really started digging into, is it just the hair that I hated? Like, is it really just the hair that I hated? Or did I hate a lot of things about myself? And what I began to realize is that just going natural, that isn't it. You know, if you just go natural, that shouldn't be the determining factor that says, "Oh, I love myself." No, because what about those who are natural but are big? What are you going to say to them? I mean, they can still hate themselves and they can still be natural, but they're big, but they hate themselves for being big. What are you going to say to them? Oh, you're natural. You should love yourself. No. It shouldn't just be natural love yourself. Even if you say to somebody who has permed hair, you should still tell them that you should love yourself. Not because of the hair, but because of how you see yourself. Do you see yourself? Can you look yourself in the mirror and say that, you know what? My arms might be bigger than what society deems beautiful, and my shoulders might be chunky and wide and what society deems it to be so. And you know what? All this society says, is ugly. But when I look at it, it's beautiful. Because you know what? It's me and I love it. And I love myself. Therefore, it is beautiful. That's all I got to say. Now, whether you guys understood that, I don't know if you understood that. I don't know. But I just wanted to let my thoughts be heard, at least as a human being who puts on the government sheet African American black, because I have to put something for the government. But but I just want people to understand, I'm not just clinging to just some African identity. I'm not. I'm clinging to me, to the identity of me. And however way I want to build my identity doesn't mean that it has to be built upon society or by you. So if I'm a shy, geeky, loves makeup, though does not know how to do makeup, loves hair, but does not know how to do hair, loves to play video games, write, dance, draw, sing, act. If I'm the type of person who loves to do all of those things, draw, read comics, loves fashion, all right, that's me. And you're not going to tell me that I can't like fashion because of my hair, or I can't draw because I only like to draw anime, or I can't sing because I only like to sing musicals. You can't tell me that, because at the end of the day, you're not me. Okay? So, I guess what I'm trying to say is my identity is me, and I love me. That's it. At the end of the day, every single day, I'm learning to love myself every step by step, day by day. I'm just learning, you know what, Christine? You gotta love yourself. And if you love yourself, you come to find out that positive things happen. You love yourself more, yeah, you might lose weight because you actually think, is this thing doing me harm or is this thing doing me good? So you put down the sodas that you've been drinking, you put down the 12 pack of sodas because you realize that it's not really doing you any good. And you start picking up water because that's doing you good. What I'm trying to say is that it is healthier for a person to have. I'm sorry, my lip is just really. I, I told you guys, I came back from the dentist, so everything that's going on is numb. But what I'm trying to say is that it is healthier to, to teach girls to love themselves regardless of what skin color, regardless of what eye color, regardless of what hair texture, regardless of what weight they are. You need to teach girls to love themselves. That's it. You teach somebody how to love themselves, watch and see if they don't know how to take care of themselves. Watch and see if they don't go to the gym a little bit more. Watch and see if watch and see. Somebody who really loves themselves, who really, really says, you know what? I'm looking out for the good and harm for myself. They really love themselves. And 9 times out of 10, they're living a way healthier, way happier life than you are, who's just trying to go by identities. There are some people that I do believe, and I've seen them, the types of people who just go natural because Afrocentricity. And I'm like, all right, that's good and well and all. That's good, I guess. And listen, I'm happy and I'm proud for you. But, you know, sometimes those are the same people who's like, well, if you transition, you're a punk. And I don't think that people who transition are punks. I really don't. I mean, I never learned how to take care of my hair. So transitioning was a time for me to learn how to take care of my hair. It was a time for me to build up my confidence, and it was a time for me to begin to love my hair. I really do think that if I big chopped early, I would have been doing it for the wrong reasons, and I would not have made it this far because I would have just because I've been so comfortable with permed hair. I would have just been like, I can't take it. I can't take washing my hair I can't take washing my hair, deconditioning and detangling my hair like this. The only reason why I'm able to take what I can take was because I went through the tough process of handling two textures before, which means that when I got to my natural hair, it was actually a little bit easier because I already had the hard part. Not to say that transitioning is better than big chopping. Oh no, please. For those who go out there and big chop with like 1 inch on your head, I can't do it because I'm so used to long hair. And even this kind of bothers me because it's not touching my shoulders. So, but a lot of people will say, oh, you have a lot of hair. But to me, I'm like, this isn't a lot of hair. It's not going down. It's just going up. But once again, it's just a step to loving myself, really. I have to continue to love myself. Actually, I do like this Afro puff. Because I'm like, oh, it's nice and big. And I'm like, oh, anyway, don't mind me. But, yeah, I hope you guys understand. But, like, all I have to say is this, is that don't try to go into a stereotype because somebody tried to call you white. Or don't try to, don't just simply just put off things, you know? I think the most important thing for somebody who's going through their natural hair journey is solidifying one's love for their hair, for their true hair texture. It isn't just you're doing this for black power. No, because there's plenty of white chicks who has kinky hair and curly hair, but they're not accepting it, but you're not telling them to embrace their roots. So I think it's just about loving oneself. Just love yourself. That's it. Don't try to put somebody else's identity to yourself. Just be like, you know what? I have my own identity. Whether society accepts that, it doesn't matter because that's just who I am. It's who I believe myself to be. This is how God created me to be. I'm just a shy, geeky, over ecstatic, slightly comedic, dry humor really, anime loving, video game playing, naturalista, fawning. I love looking at natural hair. Don't put me on Pinterest. I'll be on there all day just looking at girls with natural hair and be like, oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. you know? But that's just who I am. I love to draw anime. I love to write comics about just fantasy or young adult fiction. I love that type of stuff. I love Harry Potter. I love it. I love it. I just started up on Lord of the Rings. um I well, not Lord of the Rings. What is it, Christine? I forgot what the title of the book is. I'm going to start up on that though. But I love that type of stuff, and that's me. That's a part of my identity. And if you don't like it, that I like watching anime or that I like watching Markiplier with video games, well then I'm sorry. I guess we just won't get along. That's also a strewed misconception I think society has, and and I have to support the Duck Dynasty people on this one. Is that people seem to have this thought that if you disagree with them that they hate you. No, okay. If I like red and you like blue, I ain't gonna put you down because you like blue. I'm just gonna be like, all right, that's just your opinion and walk on. So if somebody just doesn't agree with your religion or they just don't agree with your lifestyle, don't put them down for that. Now I'm Christian, so of course you know what I believe. But I'm gonna put down no homosexual and be like, you're going to AG double hockey sticks for that. I'm sorry, I ain't. And I want to say the reverse around. If there's a Christian and they just say, "Hey, I just don't believe in that," if they're not putting you down for something, don't say bad things to them either. I mean, you have to understand that people are not just going to agree with you about everything. They're not. We're not. We're not copies of each other. Okay, we're just not going to agree. There's just some things where you just gotta let it go. Now, I do believe that you respect every human being, which means don't go around and beat up on homosexuals because they're in. No, that's horrible. Don't do that. For anybody who's thinking that, don't do that. That's wrong. That's so wrong. I hate it when I hear about Christians who says some really just horrible things, and I'm just like, just shut up. You're giving us such a bad rep. It doesn't make no sense, and I just hate it so much. Just shut up. Just shut up. And I'm gonna say it to, and I'm gonna say it to society who wants to put down Christians too. Like, why? I mean, all I'm saying is this: is no you everybody's just not going to agree. Okay, I don't like the Ku Klux Klan, but you don't see me trying to bomb the Ku Klux Klan building. Okay. You don't see me doing that. I don't like Nazis, but you don't see me banging out some Nazi door and shooting them in the face. Do you? No. So why are you going to do it to me? All I have to say is this: people, we're just not going to agree on things. And you have to live with that, and you have to love yourself regardless of that, okay? If somebody doesn't agree with you, just keep going on and love yourself. That's it, okay? That's it. That's it. Just keep going on and loving yourself. I don't understand why you people got to put each other down if somebody doesn't agree with you. Nobody's ever going to agree with you on anything. There will be something that even your best friend in the whole entire world will not agree with you. There'll be something that your twin will not agree with you. There'll be something that your brother will not agree with you. There'll be something that your pet doesn't agree with you on. That's just it at the end of the day. I mean, your pet doesn't want to be eaten at the end of the day. But if you're really starving, I'm pretty sure you might be thinking about it. But they don't agree with you on that. Just like how I'm pretty sure if you really gave vegetables a conscious mind, I'm pretty sure vegetables don't want to be eaten by humans. I'm pretty sure they want to just keep living on with their life. You actually think somebody wants to be eaten by humans, vegetarians? No, but you just keep going on. What I'm saying is this, man. I like meat, but I ain't going up to no vegetarian smacking meat in their face. No, if they chose to be vegetarian, that's their choice. Keep walking, man. It's just vegetarianism. Now, there's difference between somebody who wants to, let's just say, shoot you in the face. Now, yeah, maybe you can stand up for yourself then because listen, they shoot you in the face. Yeah, I mean, you can live, but it's slim. That's different, okay? Then you can punch and kick. That's different because your life is in danger, all right? But if your life is not in danger, and both of you have stated your opinions and you see that there's just no agreements in your opinions, stop hitting each other with rocks and just go home. Just go home. Just love yourself and go home. If they need help, you help them out, do the human thing, all right? Christians, do the human thing, all right? You don't gotta, you don't gotta say some of these crazy things that some of you guys say. Some of you guys say some really crazy things, and I'm like, that's not Christian, man. That's not Christian at all. You guys must not read your Bible, because that's not Christian. And then I'm gonna say for those who's on the opposite side of the spectrum, if you don't believe in God, do you at least believe in loving each other? Do you at least believe that that all human life is equal? If you don't believe in that, well, then I don't know what to say to you. But do you at least believe that all human life is equal? Then if you believe that, then we should all, come on. This is crazy. It's crazy. You people are loony. That's all I gotta say, man. I'm gonna end this video here. This video is a long one, and you know what? Chrissy ain't got time to be talking and ranting to you people all day. I ain't got time for it. I got other things to do, other people to see. I got other things to do, man. I just don't got time, cause nobody wants to ever listen to me. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. That's all I have to say. If you don't agree with me, well then, I'm going on with life. I had plenty of people comment back to me on YouTube say, "Oh, I think you're going to HE double hockey sticks," or something like that. And I'm just basically like, listen, man, that's your opinion. All right? That's your opinion. I'm just going to keep walking and loving myself. Because at the end of the day, when I'm on my deathbed, none of you freaks are going to be there. It's just going to be me and God. And if I don't like myself, well, then that's just a sad scenario. So I better just keep loving myself. Because none of you freaks are going to be there. So what's the whole point of, just being bothered by other people's words? There's no point in being bothered by other people's words. Bump them. Bump them, as I like to say. Bump them. Bump them. There's no point. There's no point. Life is too short for you to be caught up in what other people have to say about, about all this other nonsense. It's just too short. It's just too short. It's too short. Life is too short. And I'm not just saying, a normal life. I mean, life could take you out just like that. You could choke on a bone. You could drown somewhere. Plane could come out of the sky and smash you into the ground. It's just too short for any of us to be caught up in all this nonsense. It's too short. All I gotta say is this: state your opinion, state it loudly. If we don't agree on it, walk away. That's it. If you don't agree on it, walk away. But don't put somebody else down because they don't agree with your opinion. God's sake, people. Make me sick. This rant's over. This rant's over. I don't know how I got to that from natural hair. Don't even talk about that. But whatever. Those are my thoughts. That's my rant for today. If you people like it, hey, congratulations to you. If you people don't like it, hey, put a comment in down there. 9 times out of 10, I ain't gonna respond to you because I just don't give. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. You know those gifts that says, see how many F's I care? That's how I feel. I don't care. So you can say whatever bad things you want about me. I don't give a fudge. I don't give a fudge. I don't give a fudge. Okay? Because at the end of the day, I love myself. Alright? I love myself. When the world wants to reject me, I know 2 things for sure. I love myself and I love God. And God loves me. So what you gotta say about that, fool? Peace.